Yeah, I think it's just, we don't play scrim seriously, so we don't deserve to win. Until we play our scrims well enough that we can understand how to play these situations, we're not going to win.
I was so sad about the way that C9 ended last year. They were the team that you described it as they should have been there, but they actually didn't deserve it.
You have C9 in spring, first of all, in spring. It's not even summer.
In hindsight, there's a lot of negative stuff to say about Cloud9.
TL, C9, Shopify. I'm doing Lion in 5th.
They will show that they deserve to represent North America at first stand.
So if I were to compare the team atmosphere from last year to this year, is that I would have to say last year we did have 2 different groups. We had the Korean group. They like to talk with each other. Obviously, they speak the same language, and then the Western group. But this year, it's more of a one group type of a situation. Obviously, Thanatos is the only Korean, and I'm the only one who can speak Korean to him on the team, other than Nick trying to speak his broken Korean. Thank you for trying, Nick, but I think it's better this way. I actually prefer that we have one core group that likes to talk about the game together. It's not so divided like last year. There's a lot of energy that Dom brings in and also Ian brings in as well, where, I mean, they match pretty well with the core group we have here and the members from last year. So I would say the team atmosphere in general has been pretty good this year.
The last time we had K-Barbecue was in Korea in December. So it's been like, what, 3 months? Yeah, it's been like 3 months since we had any team dinner actually, like outside obviously. In memory of what FlyQuest has said last year, we're here. Yeah, so it's fun.
Our preseason went well. Of course, most of you guys know the Kespa, but I'm not really including Kespa. That was just like the preseason. We didn't scrim TL because they didn't have Morgan at the time. We did scrim line, but they had Tactical instead of Berserker. So we're kind of just shitting on everyone, from what I recall.
Yeah, I think we lost like 2 games in a week or something.
Every scrim set, we were just farming everyone because we had like just the buff from Kespa and the buff from everyone not having their main rosters. Like so many teams were using subs. And then of course we're going to week 1 versus TL, like the revenge match for me.
You did one of each with Sir after. Yeah, Sir. I see what Sir.
I think on the win there was. Sir, or did he just get one from Best Buy?
Does Best Buy have suits like?
I'm aware of. Maybe not.
French is the same. I could access every day. Week 1 versus TL, and like most of our regular season, we'd fall behind in one of the games, and the other game we'd stomp.
From watching the games, definitely on stage, we're way more stable than we are in scrims. Like, a lot of scrim games, it's like, I don't know if we're gonna win or lose. Like, it doesn't matter the lead. Like, it's like these games become fiestas sometimes. I think that on stage, what's impressed me is like the composure. It feels like we've been way more cohesive than other teams, especially around like side laning, how the game is going. I feel like we're playing better around what we actually need to do in the game, and it feels like on stage everyone understands what the game plan is.
I mean, it feels like we just have little conversations on stage.
Yeah.
I'll bring up, I want to fight this way, front to back, whatever. And then Sven or Phil or like whoever will be like, no, that's bad. We have to do it this way, mark their flank and go from side, like whatever it is. Yeah. And just have a conversation about it, and everyone's like chiming in on what they think their part in the team fight is.
I think it was good that we got tested early, even though we did 2-0 those matches. Like you said, TL and Lion. Easy. Like, they weren't easy matches. We did fall like pretty far behind in the first game we played. We were able to battle back through it, and I think it gave like people like confidence. It feels like we are kind of just a stage team. Like when I watch you guys play on stage, I'm like, yeah, these guys are pretty good. And then I watch you guys play in scrims, I'm like, maybe it's all over for us. So like,
you're painting the picture like we're that bad at scrims.
No, we're not that bad.
We're dogging every other team except
TL.
2 teams.
And Lion, yeah, it's true. No, we're not that bad in scrims. It's just the games just feel way less stable.
Oh, nice
match history.
Win, lose, just right now.
It is what it is. Even if I win right now, it doesn't fix it. It just turns into the same thing.
You're just getting bad teammates, Nick. Don't worry.
Yeah, my team's
Okay, we got Frank.
This guy's strongest region.
Wait, this guy's on a 5-game loss streak.
So it's a really bad look right now. Like,
Don't talk about me right now. Not this guy again. Jarvis 78. He's got a fucking full prestige Minecraft.
don't say anything. When he gets in a mood like this, you gotta just like chill out. You gotta let him work through
Yeah,
it.
just we're in Colombia. Whatever.
Yeah, wait here.
Bro, at this rate, 4-5, we're actually gonna play Lulunami. That's gonna be our
we might.
4-5.
We might.
Know what you're doing.
I'm feeling like a big crowd
Can you
today.
hear me?
Barbara was setting everything off with Masuo top lane.
He was winning.
LCS players are serious.
When you show up to an intake competition and you're up front with this Barbara.
That's tough to beat.
So we ended up playing against FlyQuest again in playoffs, which I think was fine, considering that we had just beat them, and at the time they were the only team we lost one game to, but we still thought they were worse than most teams, so we chose them.
The FlyQuest series, a lot of it was just jungle diff. Griffin was behind in most games, was really able to do much. He was making really desperate plays. Felt like he just wasn't comfortable existing in those games versus Blabber. So that series ended up being pretty easy for us.
Oh my god, that's
the portal. They have it. Oh, they have the whole junior virus.
Nice, we're going to Brazil, I mean.
We also had a lot of scrim information on FlyQuest over we scrimmed DSC like once, that split, while we scrimmed FlyQuest once a week almost before we played them twice. So we had a lot of information from scrims and from stage games against them. I also think the patch that just happened didn't benefit them. For example, their jungle's best champ, Volibear, got nerfed. So we knew Volibear nerfed, dodge his Ambessa, dodge their Karma, and they will just lose every game. And they did.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Vega was right. It was a Chinese win trade.
Yeah.
In the jungle department. Yep.
I don't know what to do today, bro.
We get the team.
Good, bro?
No, I played so fucking bad.
Okay, I'm scheduled. Either way. I don't think it was. I think that lane should be impossible. Yeah. But you guys got through it. That's kind of how it is. Sentinel series came after that. That was good. At least I don't have my time.
It's like, I think it's just that your time might be too tight.
That series was harder. I thought that the way that Sentinels opened game 1 was really good. The way they played Ambessa, Renekton, Ryze, and dove top. I thought they actually played really well in that stretch, so it's nice to see us be able to bounce back, and a lot of that series ended up being bot diff. Sven had a really good series for Sentinel, so game 1, I think they actually had slightly better draft than us, but then when it came to, or at least better topside than us, in games 2 and 3, I thought our draft was a lot better, and I just think they didn't really have a way to play the game in game 3. They had like the Scion top with the TF, and it just seemed extremely hard for them to actually play.
They will 3-0 Sentinels. They will earn themselves a spot in the finals, and they'll do all of it after they get done padding their stats just a little bit more, trying to get every last kill possible. Sentinels can't do anything about it, and C9 stop the series.
Well, Golden Glue in the area.
I feel like Renekton and Best or Ryze versus Yunara, like who is gonna kill him? Like,
Yeah, no one did.
It feels fucking awful playing Ambessa there. Like, you're getting a one shot, and if you go in, you just die.
Sorry. This was so unplayable for them.
But we should be honest, like our practice has been pretty ass. Like it's pretty unrealistic to stage. I think last 2 weekends you guys are just completely fisted. Every team we've played, which is good. But when we show up to practice, it's like completely different. I don't even know if we're gonna beat the team we're playing on the day, and I feel like we should go in and like next week we have Sentinels Lion. We should just fist them in scrims. I feel like we'll obviously get the most from Lion compared to Sentinels, and we usually beat them anyways with how we're playing. But I want us to actually be able to learn as much as we can from the games. I want us to be completely locked in for scrims and like actually playing like it's a real stage game, so we can learn what's like bad about our comps. But I want to be able to make these conclusions because we play something and it's like, all right, don't do this, or we should do something different because another team's doing something good. And we played the game well, and now we know that this is better. But so far, these last 2 weeks, it's been, I don't know conclusions to take away. I'm sure you guys feel the same in game 2. And I know like I'm generally pretty lax about how I approach things. It's just always been like a weakness of me. And so I'm gonna try not to do that, of course. But I really, really want us to all have the exact same feeling. Like I wanna win. I wanna win spring so fucking bad. I wanna win next split, and I don't just wanna like coast on scrims and they're chill, and then maybe we win on the weekend and we just see what happens. Okay? So let's just lock the fuck in this week, fist whatever team they give us, and be happy as fuck going to Brazil for like at least one reason. I don't want to go to Brazil second place. That shit's gonna suck. All right. Cool. You guys are free. You're free for your interviews.
Yeah, free.
Phil is locked in.
Of course.
The ARAM mayhem.
Of course.
That's what I like to see.
As well. A much needed pick for KC. Slow down that snowball in any way that you can.
What's up, guys?
Oh, how's it going?
Morning.
Is that a new Lion jersey? Yeah, Lion.
Ronaldo.
Will C9 lift their first trophy since spring of 2023, or will it be Lions first in the LCS? To try to go to first stand and try to keep it up over line. Jumps in, so does
Good luck.
For the lock-in playoffs, I would say we were doing pretty well until obviously the finals didn't go too well. But as a person, who's not playing, but as their manager, what I saw was that the atmosphere was very good. The guys were very focused.
We're playing LCS finals against Lyon in about an hour. Feel pretty good. I slept like 8 hours, which is more than usual. So I might just be over for Lyon today. I also will one shot maybe half a Red Bull before the game, as opposed to like 1 quarter. So I might tweak on stage in 1v9. Not sure yet, but I think so.
How do you say it's scheduled in Korean?
Like it's lost no matter what.
We say scheduled.
Oh, you just say scheduled? Oh, okay. It's scheduled.
That will be like, it's scheduled, whatever.
Perfect English.
Yeah. Shiba, it's scheduled. Good luck. Hey, how you doing? Be fun, huh?
Knocked and alt. Perfect.
I can't see anything.
That's good.
Content shield.
Actual content shield. Good shield on Daddy.
Where's the Nico alt?
Alright, big fucking day. First win for LCS. For a lot of us. For most of you guys have done it. But me, Dom, Thanatos, that'd be fucking nice to get one. But today versus team, like, they honestly really do not do that much in the game. It's crazy. Like, of the teams we play, they're the most like standard. They're gonna like try to slowly choke you out, maximize farm. They're gonna freeze whenever they can. They're gonna give objectives if they don't think it's a free fight. They really just play to minimize risk. So we just need to think, like, our fights that we're taking are just good for us. Like, just think for the moments where we have an advantage and punish it. Just don't hesitate on that shit. It'll be good, okay? You guys got this shit? Believe in all of you? Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
How's it going? All right, beast mode on 3. 1, 2, 3, beast mode!
I guess we did have concerns in scrims that has shown on finals.
I think that the biggest problem is everyone is playing a lot for themselves in scrims. People want to get really good laning practice. They want to test the limits of their lane. It happens in every lane. Blabber wants to test his jungle matchup as well.
It's not even that it's that bad to make certain plays or test your matchups. It's more so sometimes we do it without a purpose, literally just inting. There's no purpose or reason behind the play that we're doing or the 1v1 or side lane fight that we're taking. Yeah, we're just maybe less focused in practice as we are on stage. And I think that's something that we're trying to work on.
And I think it just becomes an ego battle in a lot of lanes as opposed to a scrim where you're able to figure out, okay, when we play this team comp, we need to focus on these specific points, and those points being the things that determine whether you win or lose the game, as opposed to just side points in an overall oh, why are we fighting here? Why are we taking this 3v4? Why is this lane going like this? Which is what I think a lot of our scrims ended up turning into towards the end.
Blabber actually sneaks back in. He's still waiting now. The shockwave is ready to go. APA stepping forward, immediate point blank range on the shockwave. The second time's the charm, and it's first blood over to APA.
I definitely think it's a C9 problem. I think that a lot of the time it's semi-justifiable to play your lane in a certain way, but I think that we just take it too far too often. and we're too willing to pull the like, oh, if this guy is playing like this, then I should do what I would normally do on stage, which is like try to kill him type card, and not focus on, okay, when we are scrimming, we have some goal that we have as a team to practice based on what we draft for the game. Then how do we like figure out how to make that goal as easily achievable, and how do we create the dynamic that's going to allow that goal to be the like win con of the game. So I think that that's something that we just struggled with pretty much the entire split.
Don't go on Aatrox, it's completely fine.
Yeah, you guys will kill Arya. Arya's walking in with no point.
Well, I think for scrims, it's not like we were going in and just having fun and like trolling. I don't want that to be like the full picture that's painted to C9 fans and whoever else. But it's more so we would just opt into, just best way to put it, just skill checks. Like it's like the correct macro play of like playing slow, not opting into some things, giving the enemy a small win, or when you scrim Dignitas and you have a better player at every role who's better mechanically in every role. Yeah, they're invariant Raptors and we shouldn't be able to win this fight, but me and Bob are better than Palafox and XU. So we take the fight and we win. And then it's like, you won the fight, but it's bad practice in the sense of if they were equally matched opponents, you probably wouldn't win it. You should have like confidence over things you shouldn't have confidence in. So I think that's where we say our scrims were just like bad quality.
It's just not good. It's not good for improvement. Like I think we made some like good changes through the year, but not enough so far. And that type of practice like really inhibits like what you do and how much you can go through. So we've changed up how we're reviewing too, putting more like severity on those things as well, focusing less on like keeping the environment like, like nice, keeping the mood up, happy for everyone, and really stressing how severe those types of like things that we have happen in games can be. And that's the change we're doing right now, at least.
And I think that's something that I regret from the split, is when we were winning, not making the days really uncomfortable, not being like more angry at times, or not being like harder on players at times where I felt like our scrims are being ruined for reasons that don't make sense. And the reasoning is because when things are going well, you don't want to ruin the dynamic that is good right before you go into an important match. So for example, we had a really bad week of scrims before we played Sentinels, where like just all of our games looked poor. I mean, I think we scrimmed FlyQuest as well right before we played Sentinels, and like they're a team that we 3-0'd the last week on stage, wasn't particularly close, and then we go into scrims and we're losing the majority of the games we play into them in just random ways. And I think that that's like something that's always very difficult to balance. Like, how do you balance team mood? How do you make sure that like people still feel unified and motivated and everyone still feels like a team, but you also are able to be like super hard on those types of mistakes, because you don't want to end up where we were, where we're just not getting enough from our scrims to feel comfortable on stage.
Yeah, we need to be calmer in the game. Like, this was a free win. Just chill. Like, we're playing a folk comp, but it's so rushed. Just take a deep breath and play slower. Just stay composed. It's fine.
I think even when we're behind, like, you're seeing how much space you have in the game. It's not like he's permanent, like pressuring, it's not permanent invading.
I mean, the game was really easy to play after my first death, but it's just the early game is so hard where we lost Drake for no reason.
I think that there's like a few of the games where, if we had been more disciplined, who knows what could have happened. For example, in that game 3, if we had been more disciplined in those like Baron situations, when we have Hextech Soul, could we have not leaned on our practice to understand how to play out that Baron so that we get it guaranteed? Because we have 2 of the most OP Hextech Soul users in the game, Talia, Mel, and it comes to like, when do you actually hit the objective? How do you control River? When do you start it? How many people need to hit it? How long do you want to tank it? When the enemy TPs, what's your reaction? Do you keep hitting it? Do you just get off of it completely? Do you try to poke them? Like, how do you position? Where do you ward? Like, all this type of stuff, it felt like we weren't precise at, and I think that those are the main reasons that, we lost.
I think this draft is completely playable. I think we avoided Smolder the whole game.
Yeah, we just needed to.
And we played like shit versus Kai'Sa. We played so fucking bad against Kai'Sa. We are perma going on angles. Kai'Sa's just ulting the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I think it's just we don't play scrim seriously, so we don't deserve to win. Until we play our scrims well enough that we can understand how to play these situations, we're not going to win. We never get to a place where we're playing a stressful late game when we have soul and we need to like defend a Baron. We don't get that situation ever.
I mean, we just never played our comp. Like when we need to play through smaller, we don't play through the entire game at all. When we need to play slow and the game 3. I mean, literally just the game's already won. You literally have the game won, then you have to like just send it and go. So fucking easy. So.
With how things were going, when we were on track, like it looked like we were going to win the split, I wasn't feeling like it was good to make the days uncomfortable in the last 2 weeks. So maybe that's on me.
Yeah, I mean, fucking blows. But I really think this is just, it's literally just a result of practice in our games. I don't know if we're just like not comfortable playing in these situations when the game is like slow and it's not just some like full-on fight or really what it is. But I just feel like when conditions in the game like change for us, or something can be slower and we'll win, or we need to change how we're playing, we don't adapt to it like well enough. And this game maybe is like hard and it's different than what we do, but that's gonna happen in Fearless. And I feel like in Scrim, so many of our games are just fucked up. I do think the last few days were better with like trying really hard to make the games like good, but we don't have the hardest like Scrim opponents either during the week. And honestly, for you guys too, if there's stuff that like makes it hard to like focus through the day or something, to make Scrims different, you either want from us or like what's happening just like day-to-day practice, I feel like just open up and say it too. Do whatever. I want to fucking win next split so bad. So fucking bad, I will do whatever we need to do. Helps people lock in, helps people focus, helps make the days like work. Like to me, I think we're fucking good enough to win. Clearly, it's just a reflection of how our day-to-day like practice goes. But we're just missing some stuff. It's missing like comfort in these types of slow situations in the games. I really just think it's on us in practice. Show up and make our whole next split better. Whatever you guys need us to do, whatever ideas you have, whatever you think about each other too, we just need to be honest, open up about, and talk it out, and be ready for next split.
I think Thanatos' split was like a huge rock for our team. Guys just always winning lane, always consistently there. We were obviously memeing that he can't get like player of the game early parts of the season, even though he's like winning every time because the game is just over before his role really gets active in the game. Blabber was like super on point for us at the start with everything. Like him and Ian were stomping mid jungle. Like he brought together this whole like third crab, 530 smite tech meta, and really pushed it, kind of made it the thing. He's just been on point for us. Ian really changed how our side laning worked. Like we had a huge problem last year with that, and like just knowing what our side laners are doing and planning around it, and Ian's been such a good voice for our team to help with that. People flame his champion pool thing, but like his champion pool's actually been pretty nice for us drafting. Like no one's really pushed us on it too much yet. Sven has been like the biggest out of game leader for our team from the player side. Like he's constantly pushing us to do better, pushing us to change how we're doing things, and just pulling the team ahead and keeping us accountable. I think it's extremely important for a team environment. And Phil's been another one of our guys who's been like just super consistent the entire time. In game as well, I think Phil brings a very like clear idea of what he wants to do and like pulls the reins back in the most on our team of like, guys, this play is shit, we shouldn't be doing this. Like the play is over now, let's stop. And yeah, as I mentioned before, that's like a huge thing that our team needs. So yeah, everyone has done like really good things for our team, and I actually think our dynamic as a group is pretty good. Yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to put the pieces together and like actually win.